Yeah, so papers are in order, you're
Mm.
settled,
Mm.
you've done how many years at Burrata? You've met
Highlight,
Ojiro.
highlight with him, right?
Yes, yeah.
Now, food is one of those things that I struggle a little bit. I mean, I always do. I think
The routine.
yeah, to a point, yes, but also just the employment space. Like you kind of, I felt the itch. No, it wasn't really the itch, but I need a change. I needed a change.
Mm.
And so I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't really have a plan, but I was like, no. And so interestingly, I was stuck at Toronto because my work permit
Was tied to them, yeah.
and I could only get residence. So then, after 5 years, I could apply for my residence. But
I know the drill.
Cream already had her residency before, but so once we married 5 years, I could apply for spousal residency, which has now happened when I was 4 years into Toronto, which then gave me freedom to do
Super.
anything else. Not anything else was what?
Yeah.
And again, like I said, not really working as such with a plan, but try. One of my very good friends, very good friend, I guess. But became very friendly because of the restaurant. He
Yeah.
lived far away. And he used to be he was the salesman, the global sales manager for it.
Okay.
Warwick Wine Estate. And we'd hang out often, like we'd come around, we'd have drinks, we'd talk about wine, both really enjoyed wine. And then ultimately let's start with the passion. Like I really do, I dig this stuff. Like I literally
Oh, thank you.
I realized it.
I'm trying hard.
And I mean I drink wine, I literally drink a bottle of wine every day. Like I love this stuff.
And it shows. We can see you don't have to convince
I drink
the passion for wine. Yeah, I think soon you'll have figured out how to do the water into wine thing. We'll be here for it. Yeah, we'll be here for it.
So because I've had we talk a lot about wine, I talk about different wines and things like that. And then work with expanding had just been bought by an American consortium, and they were looking for they want to do things different. So they want to bring a sales team of people who are not salespeople but wine people. Wine. And so he was like, listen, I really think you're perfect for the job. Would you join us? And so I did. And so that's how I ended up employed.
Awesome.
So and it was coincidental, serendipitous, if you like, that now my permit issue was done, so I couldn't easily move. And so move I did into commercial winemaking. It was interesting actually, and that's so funny. Again, growing up is so important. And it's
We're still growing.
Yeah, man. But in a very similar context. Like the rugby thing, the bakery thing. Yeah, I was going, I'm a song. Like I'm doing I mean, some particularly high level in this country already. How am I going to go work for a commercial winery that they make bottles of wine that you find at Pick and Pay?
Oh, they have them in supermarket.
Yeah, man. I was selling rare French wines, and I want to sell that to first lady. Yeah. That was the hardest part of making a decision. It's so stupid. I see you grow up, growing up is such a big deal. I mean,
so even in wine circle, there's hierarchy.
Big time, man.
So some are always the top of the food chain. Huh? Depends
on the food chain.
Okay, they depend on.
Sorry, I shouldn't be eating like this. Okay.
It's
okay. In my kitchen.
Yes.
Is there one? The hierarchies?
Well, hierarchies,
big time. It's a small. The wine community is small, contextually. South Africa is such a small player in the global wine scene. You get to travel outside of South Africa, you realize.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy to get stuck navel gazing when working in the South African wine industry.
So you can imagine how it is for us.
That's what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know. I disagree because we're here, we're a wine producing country. Most of what you find in South Africa is South African.
Yes.
Kenya is different because you're in the middle of the world. There's an influx of wines from everywhere. So it's easier to find American wine, Chilean wine, Australian wine in Kenya than it is to find over here, which makes that spectrum much broader.
But I guess I was thinking about it more in terms of, here you have the full value chain.
Yeah.
Like there's production, huge. There's all the supporting industries around production. You could be a label designer, you could be, I don't know, servicing machines, you could be selling the toys, food trays and barrels and eggs. I don't know.
Barrel, very well.
Amphora, there's a whole production ecosystem, and then there's the commercial side. Yes, it's heavily local, and there's also import, right?
Yeah.
But we want to talk about like sommelier field. I think it's bigger than Kenya. But maybe let me ask the question this way, and if it's not within your, was the Warwick job better package than the other job? Maybe that's one way to look at it. As much as we're selling rare French wines, but you can pay people are paying you.
That's part of the story there.
Okay.
My work experience was the biggest, I think, really coming of age, understanding wine experience for me.
Really?
Yeah, ever. Because I began to understand, learned and began to understand the business of wine as a commodity.
Okay.
And it's important to understand that wine is more or less a commodity.
It's agribusiness.
100%.
It's like selling wines.
Absolutely.
No
Except not
way.
it's a finish, but it's like selling chips.
Okay.
Now you refine the one way to a chip.
Okay.
Now you refine the grape into this. The percentage of fine wine in the world is less than 5%. So the bulk of all the wine that's drunk in the world is commercial. And it's not like, and again, there's this whole snobbery and all the snobbery, but it's the whole ceremony and prestige and grandeur around it.
Yeah.
It is the preservation of a very, very rare few, at really at a particularly high level. Always makes fun of it. Like you know a lot about very little. It's very true, It's a very, very small niche of knowledge. Like even now, I mean, to be honest, if you read a lot of the media now, it's beginning to lose more and more of its place as a younger drinker is coming along. Then the wine industry globally is needing to adapt to that sort of thing. So the exposure to wine as a commodity was phenomenal.
Okay.
And Warwick was particularly brilliant because they didn't just have that; they also had their other range of wines, which were prestige wines.
Okay.
And so,
which ones?
So the Warwick line of wines, the White Lady, Chardonnay, the Cabernet Franc, Trilogy, Blue Lady, Cab, and then.
There's a 3 ladies.
3K babies. The 3K babies and the Professor Black line, different tier.
Okay.
The top tier was that. So now all those
Professor Black, that's actually a white wine.
No,
Okay.
Tell you the story. I could do the spiel, I'll tell you the story. But in that space, so then I got to learn, like, because each one of those wines needed a different marketing, a different strategy, sell them, sell in different ways. There are not many wineries. I mean, I suppose there are a few, but we've done it as well as Warwick anyway.
Yeah, it was top. It was top 5 at some point.
Everyone's been top 5 at some point.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No,
I have to quote the year statistics that I'm quoting.
No, accolades. I think accolades in wine are, I personally, fluid is a great word. You take accolades in wine as a pinch of salt because in many respects they're very subjective, and there are a lot of them. So ultimately, it comes down to what you said a little bit earlier. You're talking about your ex-husband and wine and your exposure to it, and that's what you like and what you don't. And ultimately, the end of all the BS, all of it. That's essentially what it is, and what it does and what it should come out. But Warwick as a brand to create a mass appeal was really interesting, and to be to be thrust into that machine. Thrust is the word, because I'll explain what happened to me.
Okay.
Was incredible. I was properly the coming of age now.
Wow.
Now the grown up. Now I was a grown up doing a grown up job, proper grown up job. And yeah, so I think, and obviously that comes packaged differently. So yeah, so there was a certainly more lucrative package to work.
Okay.
In a commercial winery than to work in hospitality.
Okay.
So now, now work was taken over, as I mentioned, by Americans. Now my mate, what he didn't tell me at the time was that it was not the easiest of transitions.
Okay.
There was a lot of change around it. So I guess it makes sense.
Organizationally, yeah.
Makes sense when when a business is taken over, that sort of thing happens. And so I found myself day one walking to the office, and it's like this is the vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like this, and so it took me aside after they feel like a lot of people have been laid off. They're just working on it. So that sort of very stale air of
Oh dear.
transition and stuff.
And then you're the newbie.
And I'm the newbie.
At this package.
I don't know anything about the package was public knowledge and such, but
the paradox of laying off and hiring.
yeah. And you're sort of the port in between. So I was employee number one of the new system.
Wow.
And then that was interesting. It was an interesting thing to live through and work through. And there was also another one of those hang in there. It's not what you thought it would be. It's not so comfortable, but hang in there. And so we did. And then everyone around me ended up leaving.
Oh dear.
Different reasons. The winemaker left, got a great new package, and he's doing some incredible things where he is now. And then my mate who got me the job left. He went on to do some pretty cool things afterwards. And so came to Christmas, because this kind of happened in the middle of the year. So we came to Christmas, I think Christmas 2018. And I was the only person in the sales and marketing department of one of the most commercially successful retail brands in the country. And they're like, go crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
What responsibility for this young man.
And
that's a big country.
It's so funny, because like life happens. Because
that's your whole rugby team again.
Yeah. And so like I tell you, it's a toolkit, right? Your life just equips you with these things, and you kind of go, do you wilt it around and you sort of run towards the fire and say, let's try.
Wow.
And so we tried. So we tried, and it was cool. And so I had a lot of guidance. I made a really good friend who I work with still quite a bit now. She was part of the team then. She started her own consultancy, and we actually did the Misfits together.
Okay.
So she's still a very dear friend.
Is it Erica?
No.
Okay.
No. Erica comes a little bit later in the story. And so yeah, man. And so we learned. So and then also the naivety and this the exuberance of youth plays a part. But what happened basically that year, I was telling
you were the man. You were the man for the job. You were the man for the job.
They were accolades and how they pinch of salt and things, but like Warwick had just got the Trophy Wine Show wine, the most successful producer.
Oh wow.
They won a lot of, and so we went to now the way things are done. You sell your wine through your distributor. Distributor's job was to get your wine everywhere, and they did marketing and sales for you. Now, in the sales position, you could directly make deals with people to help, and then you go back to your distributor and say, I've made a deal with these guys, can we buy the wine? And then the way that whole convoluted model worked was Pick and Pay was our biggest partner.
Okay.
And so Pick and Pay for your audience is like the
Naivas
or Carrefour.
Carrefour, yeah.
So Pick and Pay was our biggest partner. And Pick and Pay had, at that time, they changed it later, they had a system where every store could order individually. From a distributor. Not from a DC.
DC is
the central warehouse.
Okay.
Which is basically how most retail works. And so what that meant was that store owner became the kingpin. Like the store owner or the store manager, the liquor buyer was like, they didn't need any necessarily clearances or all that. They'd be like, my store.
And some hotel chains in Kenya are also like that.
They like buy centrally and then you get individual.
Or tamarinds, which are really outlets, can also be the direct.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, and then of course these store owners have their own KPIs as well.
Exactly.
So if you come along and you give them a good deal, they'll be very incentivized to take it. And now the new CEO had just started, and so she was very talented. She's brilliant, amazing, incredible woman. She's still the CEO now. And so
I think I met her in Tanzania.
Oh yeah, you would have, yeah.
I met her at the Kilimanjaro Fair.
Yes, this is next to each other. So she would be the same show. And so she was like, "Nah, try. Go try that." So I went to pick and pay at the waterfront over Christmas. So it's for store manager. I'm like, listen, I want to put up a gondola, like not a gondola, and like a full gondola in the middle of the store here. He's like, chill, no worries. Make sure you give me enough wine to do it. I'm like, no problem. And they did kind of give and take on it, was that you give them quite a bit of free stock to start it, but then they have to keep buying the stock to maintain it, and they can keep it through all the way to the end of that game. My word, he sold a lot of wine. It was fantastic. And then I got in so much trouble afterwards.
With the distributor?
Oh, yeah, big time. The distributor obviously looks after many other brands. Right? So they're like, why is this brand got this? The hell? Like, why didn't you do this for our brand? And stuff. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be done. And of course, Quick and Pay also got the guys that were like, no. So good. I mean, there was also. No, I think also just from a retail perspective, there has to be a sense of uniformity across all that.
But I mean, there are for activations and things.
It's a bit bigger than an activation.
You built a stadium.
I got the designer to the most successful producer of the year. Massive, with like big billboard, I think.
And is the waterfront branch one of the biggest in the city?
Around Christmas season, yeah.
Okay. Oh, because of everybody sort of flocking in, tourists and Okay.
So and again, this was now the exposure. And suddenly, the first time in my life, I found deals and numbers, and began to learn like data and how you kind of understand correlation of how you could create data around that. And, with that data, you sort of now say, cool, it's not a matter of let's just sell wine. You kind of know like you need to sell wine there, you need to sell wine there, to make it happen.
Okay. I need a cocktail with Nielsen.
I know. You and me both. I wish I went to a big corporate. Stuff's expensive, man. Yeah. So now we kind of build out on that stuff. And that worked, it was great, we did well. Pretty good season. And then the team sort of now started to refill and rebuild and then I realized that sales is not my not at all.
Okay. By the way, I bought some wine from you.
I sent it to you.
Yeah? You sold it to me. You sold it to me. Don't we drink a lot together, right? But then you sold it to me. No, worry. Like
really?
I mean, you had I don't know. I don't call it odd bins.
Yeah.
But there was like there's these sales you have every so often where people find things that are normally available.
Yes, at the bottom of the cellar.
And I got some really interesting stuff, which of course I gifted, like Magnum Rosé.
Yeah. Good prices.
Yeah, so I was a beneficiary. But maybe even is that why this is so special?
Came from there, yes.
Please tell us about this one.
So that's special for two reasons. So that's the 1986 Warwick First Lady cap. So the very same sale you described, they had some ornamental stuff. So I picked up some of that.
86 is your birthday. So when are you drinking this? In 2026.
No, it might probably be okay. I drink it. Maybe this birthday. I don't know. Coming up.
I'm gonna be here.
I will. I'll wait to Europe.
Okay.
But I have a bunch.
Special collector's item I have in my hand,
I have a bunch of birthday wines to collect that I've collected over time, but also important from a Warwick perspective because that was 86 was that it was either, 85 was their first commercial
production, yeah. And of course, I mean, the font has changed,
Ah,
but then
yeah.
the
That
logo
the
is
cup
still,
didn't change, yeah.
the cup didn't change.
Didn't change,
Well, I love the story behind that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
should have to visit the estate for that.
No.
Yeah.
Not telling it for free. They used to pay me to tell it.
And there was a whole demo.
Yeah. Did that a number of times. Cut my teeth in that.
Okay.
Yeah, then of course this is now the Blue Lady because it's Cabernet Sauvignon from the estate.
Okay, the Blue Lady, okay.
Yeah. So
But there's also First Lady Cabernet though.
yeah, so First Lady Cab was a little bit bigger volume.
Okay. So this is the blue label.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
Blue Label came from the estate. So someone civil, yeah, Stellenbosch finest. And this would have been made by Norma, I think.
Herself,
Yeah.
the matriarch family. Lovely story.
Special wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Then
still-
the company is next to your, it's close to your birthday, but not
Just
quite.
my birthday, I'm watching a rush to get to 50. And it's nothing, it's a 1975 vintage.
Yeah, so that's old Stellenbosch Founders Winery, SFW.
So what are we drinking? When are we drinking this one?
So you can open, you can 50, I'll keep it. I can do it.
No, you have to give me a
It's a
76. You have to give me
Okay, I'll
a
find it.
76,
Okay,
yeah?
I'll find you a
I don't want you to
76.
lie, make like, unless now we're celebrating conception here. That's actually your birthday. I'm
You're born
sorry.
in February.
I'm sorry.
Not the same year, just to be
Conception,
clear.
yeah, is birthday, like I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all the old SFW, which then
What do you mean?
became
SFW?
Stellenbosch Farmers Winery.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
okay,
which then became this stuff.
just,
Now, interestingly, is Heineken.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
fascinating. But
Okay.
Stellenbosch is still the
Is
prime.
it- Before we move away from Warwick, what's
Mm,
your
no,
whole,
very
what's
Stellenbosch,
your
yeah.
opinion about international investment or even local investment? Because I know local firms are buying each other out, but there's also a lot of, Warwick was American, but there's also French
Mm.
investment, there's Indian investment.
Is it?
Is it Louis, there was the investor who came for the World Cup and ended up buying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thing. Louis
Um,
Passat.
there was people like Miko Arwandis Telkom. There's been a lot of investment, right?
Yeah.
There's German investment. I mean, there's a whole lot of different investments from international and local. What do you think about changing hands? Is it good for the business? Are we
Well, I think.
being less patriotic, I think?
Look, I mean, again, if you just think, talked about your rules earlier, but ultimately that's what it is, right? So you're getting people who want to put more money into farming something that is expensive and difficult to farm. And the locals are not very, the locals are not able, maybe let's say, to invest as much as they would be before.
Okay.
Or maybe they don't have as much appetite as they once did. The South African wine project is in an interesting space. I mean, it's no secret that vineyard space is reducing. Significantly. When I first got into South African wine, the 7th biggest wine producer in the world, we're now the 9th. And despite the pockets of excellence, there's a lot of not very great stories going on. So it's farming grapes is a very expensive process.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we must celebrate any investment wherever it comes from.
And it provides good value. But then actually there's also farms that are buying vineyards.
Yeah.
Like
so
Hamilton and Russell has production in America.
Yeah.
Someone else has production in the UK, I forget who. There's pinotage plantings growing around the world also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. So
not significantly, but yeah, they are.
So we're following global trends.
Yeah.
People look for ROI at the end of the day. These passion projects about history or partnerships between different countries and the like.
So bigger brands are consolidating.
Okay.
And that's cool. And right, DGB are buying more things and becoming, and that's good. That can only be good. And the smaller brands that have done their work well are reaping the rewards for it.
Mhm.
Um, and those that haven't are not. And
Okay.
that's business, quite frankly. But yeah, and be philosophical about it, But I think we as human beings gets so caught up in romance so often.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah, I know. And you're like, it was because it wasn't, so it should continue to be. And that's a very dangerous way of seeing the world, I think. The greatest human attribute is adaptation. The fact that we can adapt is what's most, that's what sets us apart from every other animal that keeps us alive. I mean, sidebar here of philosophical nonsense, but our ability to adapt is very important. And you put us in difficult situations and we will survive. And that's what it is to be human. Other things don't survive. Put a plant in the hot sun, it will die. But you put a human in the hot sun, it will find a way to survive. It will do something. And so the wine industry will change. It has to change. It has to change because it's unsustainable. And if it was sustainable, it wouldn't need to change. So the fact is it has to change. And the change is coming and the change is happening. And if the change then means that we end up with a much smaller vineyard size, but it's producing more optimally, well, surely that's better than a bigger vineyard size that's producing suboptimally.
Sure.
So yeah, man, bring it on, and bring on the foreign investment, bring on whatever, like roll to the punches, man.
Will you ever?
What shall we try?
Will you ever get away from?
Never ever. Let me tell you something very clear. The minute you asked about planning, there are many things that I am very, very, very sure about.
You're not cooking again.
I'm good. I enjoy it. No. I'll never want you. And I'll never make one. I will never ever.
Why? That's very.
Yeah.
At least owning a wine farm, you will never make wine, no private label, nothing.
I've been close to the COVID for so long like that. It's there's making wine is making wine.
Okay.
To really make wine is a proper labor. Like the labor of love. It's intensive. To slap your name on a bottle of wine and call it yours is a different thing. To taste the finished product and say I blended it, it's a different thing. And give all respect to respect due to all the people who do the things they do, right?
Yeah.
And the person who is. So you've been here for 2 weeks. How hot has it been?
It's been crazy hot.
But then this is harvest.
Crazy hot.
Is harvest. So if you're doing harvest in this heat, it means you are standing in vineyards, 30+ degrees, zero humidity. 100% humidity.
And I love humidity, and then it's not here.
Yeah. And you're like putting these grapes of vines to hopefully get enough of it ready in time to now press it and then put it into a bottle and wait 2 years to see what it comes out like. That's what making wine is like. That is the process of winemaking. That is a difficult process.
Okay.
That is it's an art. And more than anything else, it's a skill. And if I did, I'd do it properly. I would actually I would be involved in let's start at the beginning. Let's plant the damn thing. Let's freaking wait for the damn thing to take roots and make sure it's growing. Oh my God, it's growing, fantastic. Let's see. Oh, we got grapes, fantastic. Let's harvest the grapes. Let's press the grapes. That is the process. Sticking your name on a bottle is not the process. Putting a blend together is not the process.
But it is part of the process.
Yeah, sure.
Or maybe we start here and we expand.
I disrespect nobody, and if that's what you do, and that's a success for you, and that's great. It's absolutely great, and that's your race, and you can run it. But for me, as an individual, that's not my race. That's disingenuous for me. I think you gotta.
Do you have a favorite South African wine region?
No.
That was like, who knows? You love all of them, they're your children. Okay.
So then, Warwick, after the sales thing, the new team structure happened. I went into the marketing team. And I became the brand manager.
Oh, so sales and marketing is different.
Yeah, and then marketing was fantastic, and we did some amazing things in marketing. We created actually the first ever subscription wine club for a winery in South Africa.
First ever, but then there's always been this membership. I was a Warwick member.
No, so I made it. We created what we call Club Warwick, the subscription members club, where you sign up to take money off your card every month, like a magazine subscription.
Yes.
So it wasn't like in the old days when you were at Ori, you'd have to pay. You're part of the wine. You're part of their wine club. They'd give you an offering, and you choose to say yes.
Oh, then I want to buy it. Okay, but then
This
I'm
one
here.
was a recurring subscription.
Oh dear.
So 999 rand a month.
The ones we forget to cancel.
But you. So we created that.
Yeah.
And then
It grew.
it became a club. So it wasn't just about wine.
Okay.
So the idea behind was to create a lifestyle club. With Warwick wine as a focus. So every 2 months you get a consignment of 9 bottles of Warwick wine. And then a whole bunch of other benefits on
Okay.
a month-to-month basis.
Okay.
Benefits would be like discounts. So there's some eternal benefits like a discount on travel starts,
Okay.
discount with you cook, and a lot of
Oh,
other things. So as long as you're a club
related.
Warwick, so you use your number and you get an automatic discount. Like like a golf club, you're gonna get the perks that come with it. And then every 2 months you have a different like theme partner. So
Okay, nice.
like Feltskona did something for us, and we got Feltskona the safari boots.
Okay, oh yeah, the ones with the like red,
Colorful days.
red,
Yeah. So we did. So Feltskona was pretty much starting then, so we did something with them. We had many, man.
Okay, no, cool.
So that was cool. So that
Cool
was
stuff.
then COVID came along.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
And then COVID came along, we went to large scale alcohol. There was an
The lockdown, and that was severe here.
Yeah, I know you couldn't sell alcohol at all. So it was an unsustainable future. So then it was kind of I had the choice to hang in there and see what happens or leave. So I chose to leave. And that was the end of my time formally working for Warwick.